interesting, or who knows, even mind-blowing, eh? Okay, so we are going into our Orion. I like that. Do I track Kabbalah? Yes, I do. I do track it. I do have an interest in it. And I do teach aspects of it, although that might sound like a big no-no to some people. But what I do teach is fusion. So I do deep investigations on deep truths and speak on what resonates with me. Okay, so that's the most important thing that we can all do on this planet. So soul revocations. We are, I believe, onto the 4th or the 5th this morning. Soul revocation. This is an interactive process. You will be involved. So these soul revocations, Truth Crew, are all about removal of contracts with negative forces. Removal of contracts with negative forces. Now, in order to be able to do that, we need to know if what we're dealing with is in fact negative, because we may be involved in some kind of a negative contract with negative forces and not even know that we're doing that. So I guess what's really important for you to do is, first of all, investigate what is a negative force to begin with if you're not sure, okay? So in the meantime, hey Intuitive Deborah, we will be dealing with the ones that we are aware of for now. And by clearing those, perhaps it will bring to our awareness that which we haven't been aware of up until this time. So that's what it's all about. We have done a bunch of others. We've done fear, we've done mind, and some other releases. And today we are removing contracts with negative forces. So now's the time to share on before you get into yourself into position to start. So let's start getting into position to begin this. I'd like to sit nice and tall from the base of your spine. You could say that it is, yeah, I would say it's kind of esoteric. Yes, it could be spiritual too. These things do kind of overlap, don't they? So sitting nice and tall from the base of the spine, what I'm going to do is just guide you through this process where we will be standing on the platform of our soul in order to remove these negative contracts. They could be agreements, they could be vows or oaths, pledges or agreements that we may have made. Hey Darry B, how you going? And they could also have left cords or attachments or bonds to our soul. So this is what we're going to deal with removing at this time. And it could also be connected to perhaps legacies, yeah? Or we may feel that we are just pulled down by our fate, for example. But all this can change as long as you're conscious of it. And so these power statements are very, very powerful indeed to help to remove us from these situations of being involved with these negative, higher perhaps forces, but in truth they aren't any higher than us. We've just given our powers over to them. So this is what we are going to do, and we are going to make conscious declarations of our non-consent and withdrawal of all participation with these negative forces. So before we begin, just think for a moment or two. Hey Gustavo, how are you doing this morning? Think to yourself, is there a negative situation that you feel that keeps repeating itself over and over again, that you feel that you have no control over? If you do, make a mental note of that or write it down. It's up to you what you do with it, but you do need to be aware of it as we move into this process. Are you ready? If you're ready and you're watching from Periscope, throw up some emojis and we'll get this party started. Okay, so sit nice and tall from the base of your spine, breathing in and out through your nose. Make the breaths deep and abdominal breaths. And bring your focus and awareness as you drop your gaze now. You can drop your gaze down towards the navel area. And the navel area, Truth Crew, is actually the core of our soul's location. Of course, it is everywhere, but it is the core location when we look at it from a metaphysical perspective. So lower your gaze to that area, breathe in and out through nose. And as you breathe in, allow a beautiful golden light of infinite wisdom to descend from way above you and enter your electromagnetic field. It enters and permeates all of your space. And now sense, feel or imagine from the Earth's core or the crystalline heart of the Mother Earth, as you breathe in, you draw up and in the Schumann resonance. This is a healing frequency that emanates from the core of the Mother Earth. So both the golden emanation from primary source and the crystalline emanation from the core of Mother Earth converge in your space. And it lightens up the platform of your soul. And now you sense, feel or imagine that you step onto the platform of your soul. And this is the most powerful place that you can be at, where you can discern from, where you can decide from the platform of your soul. The highest state of your consciousness from this three-dimensional perspective, planet Earth. Please repeat the following statement internally or out loud. It's your choosing. Soul Revocations. I am now ready to remove contracts with negative forces from the platform of my soul. And breathe in and out through your nose. Now I'm going to say 3 or 4 words and pick the one that stands out the most to you. It will be the one that's most relevant. Do I have any vows? Have I made any oaths? Have I made any pledges? Have I taken agreements or contracts with negative forces that no longer serve me at this time of my soul journey? So the keywords are truth crew: vows, oaths, pledges, agreements or contracts. Which of those words stands out to you most at this time? If you want to put them up on the screen, you may. If you want to keep it to yourself, you may. Now pick which of these words apply to you. Where have you given yourself to? Is it a contract or an oath or a pledge or an agreement that you have made on this earthly domain? Is it with government? Vows? Is it with government? Is it with religion? Is it with artificial systems on this earth? Perhaps you have made spiritual contracts, vows, agreements, pledges or oaths before you came to this three-dimensional domain. A spiritual contract. Perhaps something that you pledged to do but is no longer in service to you, that you need to revoke yourself from. Bring to your awareness which of these it is. And please make this power statement now. From the platform of my soul. I now revoke all contracts. I now revoke all contracts with negative forces that I have made that no longer serve me. All oaths, all vows, any pledges or agreements that I have made that are holding me in bondage. From the platform of my soul, I revoke them now. I now make a conscious declaration of my non-consent and withdrawal of all participation to this now. Breathe in and out through your nose, and with every out-breath, feel this situation being released from you, dissolving, dissipating, evaporating. If it's not a contract, you can eat pizza. So breathe and release. Just washing it away, letting go of it. I also revoke now, making the next and final statement. I also revoke now any cords, attachments, or bonds I have with these negative forces. From the platform of my soul, I now revoke all cords, attachments, and bonds that I may have with these negative forces. So huge out-breaths, purposeful out-breaths as you release and revoke. You can come back to this process anytime. Repeat it at your own pace for any issue that is plaguing you at this time in terms of soul revocations. And please repeat the following power statement. I activate and reinforce these soul revocations with a light frequency from the monad, the central sun, and the crystalline heart of Mother Earth, to my soul and to all aspects of my existence, all timelines, all places and spaces. Namaste, be ye.